Alright, this is Mr. Digital 45, and I'm back with a new video. And we're going to do the H's here, because they want to say hi. Okay, we got Bruce Willis in Hearts War. We got Elvis Presley in Harem Scarum. We got a movie called Hatchet with Kane Hodder. Then we got Quentin Tarantino's The Hateful Eight. Followed by Eddie Murphy in The Haunted Mansion. Yes, that's not the original. That's not the one that's out now. Then we got Hawaii. Then we got Ben Stiller and The Heartbreak Kid. Then we got Clint Eastwood and Heartbreak Ridge. Then we got Bonnie Bedelia and Heart Like a Wheel. Then we got a movie called Heat Stroke. Next up we got Warren Beatty and Heaven Can Wait. Then we got the movie The Heavenly Kid. Next up we got Alec Baldwin and Heaven's Prisoners. Then we got Heavy Metal. Then we got Hector in the Search for Happiness. Next up, we got John Wayne and the Hellfighters. Then we got Lee Marvin and Hell in the Pacific. Next up, we got a movie called Hell Hole. Alright, next up we got Clive Barker's Hellraiser. Next up we got Hellraiser 2, Hellbound. Next up we got a movie called Henry and June. Next up we got Herbie Rides Again. Herbie Goes Bananas. And Herbie Goes to Monte Carlo. And we also got Herbie Fully Loaded. Then we got a movie called Here Comes Mr. Jordan, which is the movie I showed earlier with Warren Beatty. It is basically the same movie. It's like a remake, I should say. But they use football instead of boxing. Next up, we got Kevin Bacon and He Said, She Said. Then we got Jon Cryer in Hiding Out. Then we got Ashley Judd and Morgan Freeman in High Crimes. Next up, we got Christopher Lambert and Sean Connery in Highlander, the director's cut. Next, we also got Highlander Endgame. Next up, we got Clint Eastwood in High Plains Drifter. And then we got Humphrey Bogart in High Sierra. Next up, we got Cary Grant in His Girl Friday. Then we got Mel Brooks in History of the World Part 1. Then we got Will Smith in Hitch. Followed by the remake of The Hitcher. Now I gotta slice these together. Alright, we got David Hess in Hitchhike. Then we got Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Next up, we got The Hitman's Bodyguard. Then we got The Hitman's Wife Bodyguard. Next up, we got House of Wax, Vincent Price. Then we got some Peter Fonda and Jerry Reed in High Ballin'. Next up, we got Hocus Pocus. Followed by a movie called House of Sand and Fog with Jennifer Connelly and Ben Kingsley. Next up, we got the remake of House on Haunted Hill. I need to find the Vincent Price version. I don't have that yet. I want to get it. Next up, we got House Party 2. I don't have any other house parties but this one. I need to find the other ones. Next up, we got The House That Jack Built with Matt Dillon. Next up, we got Howard the Duck 4K Steelbook. I think it's the 4K. Yep, it's the 4K. I was right. And there's just a big egg with him peeking out of it on the back so you don't get the glare. But yeah, Howard the Duck. I know it's not the greatest movie of all time, but it's still cool. Alright, next up we got Dee Wallace in The Howling. One of the great werewolf movies made. That and American Werewolf in London. These two are my favorite werewolf movies. And The Wolfman, of course, with Lon Chaney. You can't say You can't have that without being in there within 3 movies, or the best Wolfman movies. Next up, we got Kate Hudson and Matthew McConaughey in How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. Next up, we got Jim Carrey in How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Next up, we got Hulk, the Ang Lee film, with Eric Bana playing the Hulk. Next up, we got The Humanity Bureau with Nicolas Cage. Alright, next up we got Paul Newman and HUD. Next up we got another New World and Roger Corman feature, Humanoids from the Deep. A Doug McClure in this one. And Vic Morrow. Next up we got The Human Stain. Nicole Kidman. Next up we got Disney's The Hunchback of Notre Dame 2. I need part 1, but we got part 2. Next up we got Burt Reynolds in The Hustle. Next up we got Rutger Hauer in Hobo with a Shotgun. We got Linnea Quigley, Michelle Bauer, Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers. Next up we got Home Alone. And Home Alone 2. Lost in New York. I get that sticker off of there. Huh. Next up we got a movie called Hollow. And then we got a movie called Holiday Inn. Next up we got a movie called Holes. Alright. Let's stretch this. Oh! The pal fell. The pal fell. We got House of the Dead. It tipped over. Next up we got House of the Dead. House of the Dead 2. Alright. Next up we got Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. Then we got Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. Then we got Harry Potter, the Goblet of Fire. Next up we got Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. Next up we got Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1. I'm missing 2. I'm missing 2 of them. So When I get them, you know, I will showcase them. All right, we got Rob Zombie's Halloween. Then we got John Carpenter's Halloween. Then we got Halloween 2. Come here. Then we got Halloween 3. Then we got Halloween 4. Then we got Halloween 5. All right, next up we got Hansel and Gretel Get Baked. Hannibal. Paul Newman and Harper. Movie called Hancock with Will Smith, Charlize Theron. Then we got Harold and Kumar Go Escape from Guantanamo Bay. I don't have White Castle yet. I need to get it. Then we got Michael Caine in The Hand. Next up, we got Steven Seagal in Hard to Kill. Let's see, my case is falling apart. I'll have to fix that or get a new one. Shit. Alright, Harrison Ford, Hanover Street. And next we got The Happening. Then we got Charles Bronson and Hard Times. Then we got Adam Sandler and Happy Gilmore. Then we got a movie called Half Magic. Then we got a movie called Half a Sixpence. Like always, sorry for the background noise. It's the dog gotta drag his food in here to eat for some reason. He only does this when I'm doing this. Does not make sense. Alright, we got Hairspray, the John Waters movie Hairspray. With Divine and Ricky Lake and Ruth Brown Divine, Debbie Harry, Sonny Bono. Yep, we got that one. Then we got How Green Was My Valley. Next up, we got Linda Blair and Hell Night. Really, Max? Then we got Owen Wilson and Jason Sudeikis and Hall Pass. Dogs, what can you do? I can't stop them from eating. That'd just be cruel. Alright, next up we got Dr. Seuss, How the Grinch Stole Christmas. And then we got The Hangover. The Hangover Part 2. And then we got The Hangover Part 3. Alright. Our next movie is House of a Thousand Dolls with Vincent Price. We got House of a Thousand Corpses, the Rob Zombie movie. Next up, we got Jennifer Lawrence in The House at the End of the Street. Next up, we got House, William Katt in House. And then we got House 2, the second story. Then we got Hot Tub Time Machine. My hand. Then we got Hot Shots, Charlie Sheen. And Hot Shots Part 2. Then we got some John Cusack in Hot Pursuit. Alright, then we got Hotel Transylvania, an Adam Sandler animated movie. Then we got Hotel Transylvania 2. Did I say Hotel? Yeah, it's Hotel Transylvania, right? Yeah. Okay. Then we got Hotel Transylvania 3. Then we got Rob Schneider in The Hot Chick. Then we got Hostel. I don't have part 2, I don't believe. No, only the first one. Then we got Dr. Seuss's Horton Hears a Who. Then we got The Horse Whisperer, Robert Redford. Then we got some John Wayne and The Horse Soldiers. Then we got the late great Christopher Lee, Christopher Lee in Horror of Dracula. Also with Peter Cushing in that movie, as he plays Van Helsing. Also we got Horrible Bosses. Next up we got a movie called Hope Floats. Robin Williams and Dustin Hoffman in Hook. Then we got a movie called Hoodwinked. Then we got a movie called with Clint Eastwood and Cal Eastwood, his son, Honky Tonk Man. Next up, we got John Wayne as Hondo. Next up, we got Home on the Range, a movie from Disney. Next up, we got Sean Connery in The Hunt for Red October. Next up, we got a movie called Hunter's Moon. Then we got some Robert Mitchum and Robert Wagner in The Hunters. Next up, we got some Paul Newman and Jackie Gleason in The Hustler. Next up, we got Steve McQueen in The Hunter. And finally, to wrap up our H's, we got Benicio del Toro and Tommy Lee Jones in The Hunted. Alright, don't forget to like and subscribe and get that big thumbs up. Yes. And until next time, see ya.